Scenario: you have 24 hours until SHTF happens, and for some reason you have to bug out. What do? Hey everybody, this is Michael with Asymmetrical Preparedness. This is the topic for today. We know that bugging out may not be the optimal situation, but scenario is you have to bug out. So what do? Well, the first question is, have you ever practiced bugging out? Actually, the first question is, do you have a bug out location? Have you at least identified where you're going to go? Bugging out, you can't just throw everything in your vehicle, throw the family in a vehicle, and then head up into the mountains or head out to a rural area. First off, if there's people that live there, they don't want you there because they want to protect what's theirs, right? That's why I talk about all the time, many times in videos, I've talked about bugging out, having a bug out location, actually having at least 2, if not 3 or more identified. If you have one that's established, say you have a bug out location, a cabin in the woods that you own. Okay, great. That's awesome. But you may not be able to get there. Or if you get there, it may already be occupied and you may not be able to get it back. It may just not be a situation that you can prevail in. So, having an alternate bug out location is very advantageous. Having these plans in place prior to an event. You can't just wait till an event last minute and say that you're going to bug out, because you may be forced to bug out by unforeseen forces, be they natural or man-made. Then what are you going to do? You're going to be in a very, very bad situation. Much worse than an already bad situation of bugging out. Even if you have plans, you're going to be much worse off. So, have plans now. Now is the time to be establishing your bug out locations. Even if you don't have a cabin in the woods you own, if you can get to a national forest or a state forest and find an area that's off the beaten path that odds are hopefully nobody else is going to find. Identify an area, locate water sources, do all these things. This video is not about all that. I've done videos about that. What this video is about is what do you do if you have 24 hours notice. So that's all stuff you should have in place. Going back to the question I asked, have you ever practiced bugging out? I recommend, which I've also done videos about, bugging out practice. I recommend having several different bug out practice routines. Have a bug out practice where you have like an hour or a half hour where you can grab everything you possibly can in a half hour or say an hour and hit the road. You only have that much time. You can only take what you can get in your vehicle and your family situated and your animal situated, whatever the situation may be, in exactly 60 minutes. And then you gotta leave your driveway, your house, whatever it may be, and hit the road. Have you practiced that? That's an easy one to practice because it only takes an hour. It may take longer than that to put the stuff back properly, but if you're talking, it may take 3 hours. It may be a 3-hour drill, 4-hour drill that you can do on a weekend every once in a while. Once a year, twice a year, something like that, 4 times a year, whatever. The more you practice, the better, of course, but it takes a lot of time. I get it. And then also, do you have a, 6-hour or maybe a 1-day bug out plan? Or have you practiced it? That's a little more difficult to practice, of course, because you can get a lot of stuff done in that amount of time. You may want to cut it shorter, like a 6-hour, something like that. But this is all stuff, like I said, you can't do that if you have 24 hours notice. But I'm trying to get you guys to think about that now. Use this use this and practice. Training is key. We talk about training all the time. We talk about training stuff on YouTube a lot. But practice, skills and training, reinforce and have the ability to do these things. So in 24 hours, what would you do if you had to bug out? Do you know what you would take with you? Do you know where you would go? Depending on the situation, are you going to be able, do you have multiple bug out locations? Because you may not be able to get to bug out location Alpha. You may have to go to bug out location Bravo, or maybe even bug out location Charlie if the first two are taken, or you're not able to get there. The situation is always fluid. That's why I say semper gumby, always flexible. You got to be flexible. You got to have the ability to adapt and overcome these situations that may not be in your advantage. They may be really negative, bad situations that don't play to your strong points. This is what we do as preppers. We have to analyze these things that may not be best case scenarios. So, what are you going to take with you in 24 hours? What can you take in 24 hours? Does your vehicle have enough fuel to get to said bug out location or to get to a safe area? Do you have twice as much fuel as it takes? Because you may have to take a circuitous route. You may not be able to take the most direct route. Or you may get halfway there and have to turn around and go another route to get there because that route may be blocked by people, by a bridge out. You never know. So do you have the ability to change plans, to be flexible, en route to your bug out location? There's a lot to this topic. Does your family, your group, those around you have any clue as to what they would do in this situation? Have you thought about it? Have you wargamed it? At least wargame it. Put it down on paper. What are the things that you need to take, that you have to take with you? And where are they located? Are they in your house? Are they in your storage shed? Are they in your garage? Are they in your basement? Are they at your storage unit in town? Do you have caches en route? What's at your bug out location versus what do you need there? What do you need to make sure you grab and you take with you to get there, to be in the best situation possible? Bugging out isn't optimal. Heck, collapse, SHTF, WROL, all these things, these bad events are not optimal. We don't want them to happen. Of course not, because they are difficult. They're going to put us in some difficult situations. We're going to have to be able to make some difficult decisions. We're going to have to be flexible. We're going to have to be able to roll with the punches. And accept that life isn't the way it used to be anymore. Hopefully short term, but maybe long term. What plans do you have in place for last minute supplies? We just talked about that in the other video. Use this. Think about what bugging out in a 24-hour time frame would look like. And optimally speaking, practice it. Have plans in place. Write down right now, tonight. Get with those you love and start laying down a framework on paper, an outline, a sketch, whatever you want to call it, a list of what you need to take with you. Bug out bags, check. Food storage. What food storage? The way we do it is I have, and it's not optimal. I don't have this system optimized yet, but it's a system that we're working towards optimizing. We have our long-term food storage and stuff like that organized so we can rotate through it. And then have boxes made up, depending on how many boxes you have, to have a box be a complete self-sustained system for, say, a week, 3 days. Depending on the size of your family, how many people are eating from this box, how big the box is. You got to be able to carry it, though, remember, to and from your vehicle. So, depending on the size of the people that it is supplying, how many days is it? It could be a 1-day box, a 3-day box, a week box, a month box, depending on that. But establish a system of boxes, containers, buckets, whatever works for you, that are self-contained units. Don't just have, say, 3 days. Don't just have 3 days worth of food in there and that's it. Have 3 days worth of water in there, which obviously that's not attainable, right? I get it. But have the supplies that you need to purify water, filter water, treat water, whatever. Have those kind of things in there. What do you need for 3 days for hygiene? What do you need 3 days for potential medical, food, any other supplies, starting fires, anything you can think of that you will need to live for 3 days. Obviously, you don't have to put shelter in there. Shelter can be a separate thing. Also, vehicle stuff can be a separate thing. But sustain your life for 3 days. And then have as many of these as you feel necessary for a bug out situation. So, hey, 24-hour notice. Okay, family, bam, let's get home. Talked about this yesterday. I work, so I will grab what I can on the way home. So we, bam, plans in place. My family knows, okay, this is what we need to do. I know what I need to do. We coordinate, work as a team. They can start, I don't take my truck as my commuter vehicle, so they can start loading the vehicle. While I'm coming home, grabbing said supplies on the way home, they can start loading the vehicle. They can start getting stuff ready in the house so that I can load the vehicle when I get home. Enact plans, work as a team, division of labor, have everybody know what their role is in this scenario. Have everybody know what they need to do as part of their part in the plan. So bug out bags, check, throw them in the vehicle. These go bags or the go boxes, whatever, these 3-day boxes, grab them, throw them in the vehicle. Grab and throw as many of those in there as possible because they are self-sustained units. They provide everything you need to survive for that period of time. So that's a really good way to go about doing it. And then also, what you can do is you can then grab, if you can have the ability to get all the stuff you need, like all those boxes loaded, and then bulk things, 50-pound bags of rice, 50-pound bags of beans, 50-pound sacks of flour, whatever it may be. And optimally speaking, you need to practice this. Because if you don't practice it, you won't know how much, that you can get in and ready in this time frame. And you may not know what all will fit in your vehicle. Whatever your bug out vehicle is. It depends if it's a Honda Civic versus a 1-ton long bed truck. Big difference, right? Everything's different. It's situational to you. What is your bug out vehicle? What can you fit in it? But you got to think outside the box also. Not just what can you fit in it, what can you fit on the outside of it? Do you have a bumper that you may be able to strap stuff to, strap boxes to? You have a roof, the roof of your car. Do you have ways to strap stuff to it? 550 cord, you can tie it off. 550 cord won't stop you from closing your doors. But remember, don't do something stupid like roll your window down, wrap it around, which enables it, makes it so you can't open your doors, okay? Use your head, don't do things like that. Use duct tape. Duct tape's a really good one in that situation because you can just duct tape around the outside of your vehicle so that won't interfere with your door of your vehicle closing. Think about things like this. You got to think outside the box. You can fit a lot of stuff on the roof of a vehicle. It may not be optimal. You may not be able to be going 60, 70 miles an hour, but you'll get there. Think about things like that. Oh, just think outside the box and think of every option you have available to you, everything that applies to your situation, and everything that is, specific to you. What are your needs? What are your requirements? How far do you have to go to your bug out location? Do you have a bug out location? How many do you have? Routes, caches, all these kind of things. So mainly, I'm getting at the fact that you need to be ready for this. You do. You need to be ready. Even though it's not optimal, we don't have the choice to be in an optimal situation all the time. We need to be ready for the bad situation. So I hope you guys think about this. I hope you apply these things into your preparedness plan. I hope that you train. I hope that you practice these things. It is vital. Yes, it is difficult. It is a lot of work. Doing a 24-hour bug out? Yeah, it is. Because you're going to get a lot of stuff in your vehicle that you're going to have to put back. You're also going to use things like you're going to use a lot of your duct tape. So you're going to have to buy more. You're going to have to replenish it. Things like that. But it's worth it. Trust me. The training value alone is worth the hassle. It is worth the time. It is invaluable. Trust me, you will learn so many lessons if you just try this once, at least once. You will learn a lot of lessons. What works, what doesn't work. Don't be under the illusion of what you think is going to work. Try it. Find out for real what works for you. What works for you may not work for me. What works for me may not work for you. So think about these things. Do these things. Remember, prepping is living insurance. And please be prepping a little every day. Please, seriously. I'm trying to empower you guys. I'm trying to get you guys to think. Use this. This is the most powerful tool you have in preparedness. I love you guys, and blessings to you and yours.